Hey, how's it going?
Hi there.
We in the lecture hall.
This is
Lecture hall. Hey, y'all know what, man? Hey, everybody looking good. Got the beards going.
No.
Got the beards going, looking good, man. Okay, okay. Hey, I used to hate facial hair. Yeah.
Jared.
But then it grew on me.
Whole knee slapper.
It's the lecture hall. Lecture hall. Yay, who's it for? It's for all of y'all. All of y'all. 'Cause you already know what it is. It's time to get up into this. We went to C.O.T.A. Circuit of the Americas. That's where we just came back from, man. And then we hit the brake, gas, brake, gas, brake, gas. I'ma do it like a driver do. Brake, gas, hit the brake, gas, brake, gas. Watch me do it like a driver do. Bet I put a driver in the wall if he close to me. I'ma hit the turn full speed. Watch me shoulder lean. Victory, got it in the bag like some groceries. I'm supposed to be the best, ain't nothing less for an Ovaltine. Hanging with the bosses, put some commas on my contract. Hey,
Right now.
You gotta put some put some acronyms in my contract too for C.O.T.A. 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 Circuit of the Americas, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I love that track.
Yeah.
They got the big red tower, iconic symbol, and they also have Big Red.
What is that thing though?
Oh, the tower.
Yeah, what is
It's
it?
a great view of a lovely track, but about 20 turns. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
That's it?
Yeah.
You see it all.
It's
See it from miles
It's
away.
It's a work of art. That's what it is. Symbolizes great artwork in Austin, Texas that you'll see all over the city. And speaking of a Big Red, turn number 1 is what going uphill, and then you turn in that sharp turn, and they actually named the turn after one of the founders was named Big Red.
Red McCombs.
Oh yeah,
like that?
they called him Big Red.
Big Red,
one of the founders of the track. I wish I had a turn named after me to call it Big Cap.
Hey, you still got time.
I got time. I got time. Maybe one track.
sure.
Because they naming stands
You gotta
after
do
the
something
great.
iconic.
I do.
You gotta run out there, start
do.
a fight or something in that turn. Like
bro.
do something crazy.
Yeah. Throw
Throw a helmet or something.
yeah. But Big Red turn number 1, which we can see when that race is going on, we can see they 5-10, wide, trying to squeeze around that curve.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's a wild restart of that race, man.
I think the restart the best when it comes to that race. The restart is great, man. Just to watch all those guys try to maneuver, like you said, going 5 wide, the maneuver, to try to get that space in. So I love to see it.
It's actually dangerous, really.
Absolutely.
Like, remember how we was talking about like how crew chiefs almost favorite like not being in first place? That's one of those places I want to be in first.
You don't want nobody on your bumper that's going to spin you around in that turn for sure.
Yeah. I think that's why they brought the stage brakes back. Yeah.
To get that excitement, huh?
Yeah,
get
get that.
I like
that. I mean, last stage starting, like, got a little build up. Like, all right, let's bring these boys back together and see who's going to duke it out in turn 1.
Yeah, and we saw a whole lot of action, especially on Truck and Xfinity Day, another doubleheader.
Yeah.
And what was great about our doubleheader from when we finished trucks.
I already know what you about to say. Great.
They like first time people, y'all don't understand how when these doubleheaders that we have to finish a race and then prepare for the next race within minutes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like if the truck race goes, right, no break.
Well, they kept wrecking in the truck race in the last stage.
Red flags. Yeah. They don't change the start time of the Xfinity race. All it does is make our preparation time shorter. So usually what we do, we have to change fires, so we have to tear down the pit box, take the pit box back to the truck. And
switch radios,
switch everything.
Get your equipment. It's just a whirlwind. And you usually don't have a lot of time. You usually have about an hour to 45 minutes to do all of that. So but luckily for us, Cap. Our other box was already set up.
Yeah, because our Xfinity team negotiated a deal with the pit stall was going to be in to use our pit box.
So
we wouldn't have to
set up. Do it again every time. Listen.
31, man.
It would. They're
growing on me a lot.
Yes. I know. Yes. And to be clear, with that time we was able to get on the hauler. And when we got on the hauler, man, they had barbecue, mac and cheese.
And buckets. There was buckets of food.
So buckets, tubs of food, not just plates.
Come on now. Tubs. And we was able to enjoy a meal right before our next race.
Yeah.
Man, keep doing what y'all doing 31.
I enjoyed it at the moment. But that walk out to pit road,
it's just like sweats. Yeah, it's just like sitting down at like one of Texas restaurants, Hard 8. You just got a little bit of everything, man. But they had it in that hauling,
and it was good. The food was great, bro. The food was good.
Tell you what, Hard 8, man.
Yeah,
I know it's not in Austin, but Hard 8 is a wild place, bro. Like if your first time at Hard 8, it's actually insane.
That's that. That's that Fort Worth area. We usually go by there and get through and just you whatever you need.
So you mind if I touch on it?
Yeah, go ahead.
For people who don't know, bro, Hard 8. You get in line, and like before you even get to the register, you just grab a tray. Mind you, the line's out the door. You grab a tray, and on your way to the register, there is a giant barbecue pit, and you are ordering your food off of this pit.
Evan loved this, bro.
I loved it. I thought I loved it until I got up there.
It was like, what do you want? And I always have the on the spot ordering is the worst for me because I'm curious about stuff. So they're like, what do you want? They're waving the tongs. I was like, brisket, ribs.
It almost reminded me of that place, the burrito place we went to in Vegas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I figured that's what you was getting at, right?
I have the hardest time up there. I'll be freezing up when they get to waving them tongs around.
Evan's still amazed by it, man. He's still amazed by it. That's all right.
And I tried to order like some jalapeno poppers, and I was like, she was like, how many do you want? I was like, let me just get 2. She was like, nah, you look like you need 5.
No way.
Threw 5 on my plate. And I wasn't gonna argue with her.
Did you eat all 5 of them?
Yes.
Well, she was right. She was right.
Trying to do the right thing where she wasn't having it.
She served a lot of people, so
she was right. She knew what she was talking about.
It's like when your grandma see you getting skinny when you come over. Yeah. She's like, it's like, boy, stop playing, eat all this food.
Is your mama feeding you at home?
You ain't even stopping through for dinner. Come on, get you something to eat.
Yeah. Well, the grandmas, boy.
So so Xfinity did have that for us, but the other thing is, on the other end, our truck driver on the 2 truck look out for it too. He said, hey, I got some sandwiches in the...
Every time.
Every time. Hey. So we're not even knowing at this point that there's a whole spread at the Xfinity hauling because we finished up in truck, and our truck driver there is looking out for us because he know the little bit of time that we have in between these races.
Yeah.
So he's like, you guys, get some food. I got some sandwiches for you, and...
That guy doesn't miss me.
Yeah.
That guy's batting 1,000 right now.
He don't. And I think, and how we program, usually before we get to the race, we'll try to eat something.
Yeah.
But the more and more we go, the more I'm starting to figure out we don't have to stop because we usually taking care of on Xfinity and Truck Day. Right. So we probably just need a V line straight to the hauler because they be taking care of us, and not to take away from anything of people who we pitted for in the past. Yeah. But I can say when it comes to a food standpoint, the 31 and the 2, they take care of us, man. So I respect that. Appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, and just, great to give a shout out to those days because, on Cup Day, Showman, Showman.
Showman?
The chef.
He's going to do his thing. Show's going to do his thing.
He got the setup. He got the setup and everything.
He loud. He talking to everybody walking by. He putting on the show.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's why they call him Showman. He put on the show every Sunday.
Shout out to Showman. And, one of these, like, it might be like maybe when we go to New Hampshire when he's got that lobster, whatever.
Oh, he love it.
We might save the Showman story for then or something like that because I think that'd be pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's the only time I ever eat lobster.
Yeah.
Because when we're in New Hampshire.
But but to be able to on these truck and Xfinity to not have that big cup set up and for them to also not only like just get things prepared for us to eat because they know we have a long day.
Yeah.
But to think about us as crew members, knowing like 2 truck don't have to give us nothing to eat because we done working.
Yeah.
And for him to do that
go out his way.
Yeah, go out his way.
That's probably not even a thing that they're like upper management is like, hey man, make sure you got sandwiches.
Yeah, everybody's not doing it. No,
that goes a long way. That goes a long way.
And that's why I always say, look out for our truck drivers on these that drive across country with these haulers. Yep. Always get a chat, to ask them if they need anything, help them out.
Because Bert got to drive 20 hours home, after the race.
Yeah. Right.
Like, went out his way to make some sandwiches.
Yeah. Gotta. You know what? Yeah.
Sandwiches go a long way, man, through a race, brother.
And just so y'all know, like that's the way to a pit crew member's heart. So feed us. Yeah, we'll love you forever.
Damn sure the way to Jarek's heart.
Yeah. Mac and cheese. If you got mac and cheese, Jarek back on the boards,
Jarek
man.
Sell his soul for
mac and cheese. Some mac and cheese. Lobster mac, it don't matter. Yeah, lobster mac, no matter what it is. Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese or bacon, man. Jarek
yeah, so we got a road course race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not like super speedways. It's not like the short track was in Phoenix, in Vegas. It's not the intermediates, but road course racing. And C.O.T.A is actually one of the newer tracks to the NASCAR
started going there 3 years ago.
Yeah. How do you feel about like strategy wise when it comes to running a race at C.O.T.A?
It's definitely them bringing the cautions back. Not the cautions. I'm sorry. There's always cautions if there's wrecks, but them bringing the stages back play a huge factor in that because when we were going there, so last year they took away the stages. When we were going there, they were like, all right, man, we're just going to pit once. Maybe splash some fuel if we need it. Like, you know what I'm saying? If there's a bunch of cautions, make this thing long, we might have to put a splash in it, but we're just going to pit once. Because the tire wear isn't bad at road courses, just so, for the fans that don't know. But them bringing the stages back, it's almost like why not pit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, you're going to pit twice every race, and then in the Cup race, I think we pitted 3 times.
Yeah.
But it definitely, them bringing the stages back definitely play a factor, and the tire wear not being bad 100% plays a factor. And you being able to pit, because the track is so long, you're running 2-minute laps, right? So if you want to pit early before a stage and not get stage points and just be last, going into the stage, the people that have to pit at the stage, you're going to jump them in the restart. So you kind of like, it's risk reward, you know what I mean? And you're trying to outthink the other crew chiefs. So the strategy can go a long way, and it can be risky. So.
Yeah, that's what I think when it comes to them bringing the stage breaks back, because when you don't have stage breaks, I ain't saying you don't got a strategy, but it's less strategy.
Yeah.
Right? Because now it's based off that person who is out in front, and whenever you decide to want to come in and just to keep that lead, but when you do have these stage breaks, like you were saying, like you really have to strategize. Now, am I going to come in right before the stage break, or I'm going to stay out and try to gain points? So you got these teams fighting for different things when it comes to these stage breaks. So I guess you get with your team or your crew and try to figure out what's what and what you're going to do. And for us, y'all know how we do. Y'all just tell us what to do. We make it happen, whether it's that 1 stop, 2 stop, or 3 stops. And I think at one point, me and E was talking. I was like, E, man, I think this team going to do it twice. He was like, nah, they're going to do it 3. So even us as pit crew members, we talk about and try to strategize of what is the best option. So I can imagine what they're doing up top. So, I love the stage breaks. And obviously, the restart is great that people want to see anyway. So, let's keep doing that, man. I like it.
And I think with C.O.T.A, what also adds another element to strategy with tires, because like you said, road course races, you don't get a lot of tire wear that you get on the ovals, but at C.O.T.A, I feel like there are a lot of turns at C.O.T.A where cars can potentially lock their tires up, lock them up.
Big Red.
Big Red.
I saw smoke all over Big Red that whole race.
So speaking of that, Cap, and I'm gonna let you go. So when they lock their tires up and they spin, I see them set for like maybe 5 seconds. Do they have to stay there and then they move? Because anytime I see a car spin out, they're set there for a little bit. They won't doing it. They won't move. They're set there.
It depends on if you go off the course and you can't advance your position going off the course. You get a penalty if you
just spin and jump right back in.
So you got to stop and let the cars go through and then pick back up in.
And I also know like if you spin out like in the middle of the course, like it's almost like a courtesy thing. Like, all right, I wrecked. Yeah. I don't want to wreck the 20 cars behind.
But jumping, trying to jump back in either. You let everybody go through.
Even when like cars really not around. Now, I mean, obviously you got the spotters and saying somebody coming, so slow down. But I just know because obviously the camera just have it just on that car. Yeah. And after and it makes sense now. Yeah. Just a courtesy or maybe a penalty. Yeah. But I was like, oh man, if I know it for me.
And I said, I know one car. Yeah.
I'm gone.
And they could be in the sand. So depending on how the course is laid out. Yeah. If you spin, you're going to end up somewhere you don't need to be. Yeah, sure. That's not on the track the part of the track that you need to be racing where everybody's the groove or what have you. But outside of that, there's a lot of rubber. There's other things
that gravel.
That gravel. So if you notice some of the experienced drivers, when they go off, they don't stop. They keep the car spinning and moving. Yeah. Because if you stop in that gravel, there's 9 times out of 10 you're gonna pull a full course caution out because the tires are just gonna keep digging.
I also saw when they got in that gravel, they'll go a little bit, they'll stop, then they go because you keep spinning, you just gonna bog yourself down. So they just try to ease and eventually they was able to get themselves out.
And I also think the type of car truck, whether it's truck or Xfinity, I think those will be a little easier to get out the gravel than the cup cars because you have the diffusers up under them. And if they get in there, heavy. They're just
they're heavier,
quicksand.
Yeah.
Sure. And they're lower to the ground than the trucks and Xfinity cars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that anytime anything happens like that, especially C.O.T.A with the tires, it's also gonna not only you're not gonna not race or not gonna put you out if you spin. As you know, the caution only comes out if a car stops or in a dangerous position. When people spin, they're going to keep going because it got it's a 3.4 mile track. Yeah. So NASCAR has time to see if they're going to get it together and get back moving.
That might be why some of them stop too. Like, all right, man, let me see if I can get a swing a caution here.
Oh man,
regroup the field.
The NASCAR probably get that thing moving.
Not
today. Now we can either take you out this race or not.
NASCAR wasn't playing Sunday. I know Sunday they weren't playing it at all, bro. You spin out, bro. You gonna be sitting there and they're gonna zoom around you again because that NASCAR wasn't calling none of that.
Be them teams in the back like praying for debris. I remember one time like the camera like zoomed in on debris for like 2 minutes and then
it was like a hose. It was I
was like, nah, keep it moving.
Yeah, it was a brake rotor hose that was just sitting out there.
And you hear drivers too. I got a little debris on the
looking at it. Yeah, because that's strategy. You getting it was Xfinity race and AJ and SVG had a 10-second lead on everybody at one point, which was wild. I'm like whoever's in third is screaming for a caution at this point. When you going around turns and you in third and you can't see 1 and 2, and they pass by us, then 10 seconds later the next car.
But third is that position.
That you want to be in.
Prime position.
You want to know why?
Prime position.
You want to know why? Because now it goes back to what we was talking about with the tire wear. Because guess what? 1 and 2, their choice is
racing behind.
Race it on.
Yep.
3 is he's there, but when they come down for a caution, 1 and 2 is gonna have to decide whether or not they're gonna come in and get that last set of tires.
Yep.
3 and guess what?
You talking from that standpoint?
Yeah,
okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So we was pitted beside the Larson.
Yep.
And I was like, hey, I told Chad Avery changing rears in the car. I said, Chad, I already know y'all coming in because from where y'all are, that's the only way you're gonna beat 1 and 2. Because there's only with these y'all put these tires on.
Yep.
And guess who ended up winning the race? They
They definitely end up winning. Not only that, too, and I like that perspective too, Cap, because we came in as well, and we end up jumping a lot of people.
Right, we was right behind them.
Yeah, we end up jumping a lot of people too. But and I mean, he was talking about it. not only from that perspective, but 1 and 2 gonna beat and bang with each other, especially when they're there together. They gonna beat and bang. Yeah. So obviously they gonna spin each other out, and that person in third, you know what he gonna do?
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's what happens. So, but they have the option to stay out or come in. And as leaders, and you only have a certain amount of laps left, you stay out. Everybody behind you coming to get that last set of tires. Now they have better tires.
Yeah.
You have the better car. But they have better tires, which is going to allow them to move through the track.
And that's what happened to us. The ones that stayed out, just for our crew and who we picked for, you know, Sanchez was able to, you know, drive through the field and get a good finish. Well, I wouldn't say a good finish because he ended up getting spun out or whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, that's what road course is about. That's what it's about at the end of the day.
Tell you what will cause a caution. A damn axle.
Yeah.
The back half of somebody's car sitting in the grass will definitely cause a caution.
Never seen something like that in my life.
Listen, y'all. We out of all the NASCAR races I've been a part of, I've never seen a whole back end come out of a car.
Tell them how many years of experience is
speaking. Yeah, 19 out of all 19 years of my racing.
How did that happen?
Holds a little weight. Holds a little weight when you say it.
Yeah, so just a quick deal, man. Even if you go on NASCAR.com and pull up some clips, they actually get into it. So your diagram of what those the rear axles look like. There's 2 truck arms that's holding the axle in there. Then you have shocks, and springs, all this other stuff, the track bar, all that other stuff is connected, but it's not designed to hold the axle in. What's holding the axle in is those truck arms back there. So the whole axle, while you're riding, if you're doing road course and you're wheel hopping, and they think though the wheel hopping and the driving style of Andretti, I think Marco was in that, and they think the actual braking and the way he was driving, it just actually snapped those truck arms right at the axle and sent the axle rolling out the back of the truck. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Never seen it before in my life.
Look like the decoration, like like you go through the countryside and it's just like one of like the bottom base of like a cannon or something just sitting in somebody's front yard.
Right, it did. Yeah, it did. or one of those things you see on the movies when somebody secretly ties up the and they drive off and leave.
Tie some horses to the front. Get a chariot going.
And it's this year has been one of those years of like, it's just surprising me this year. Like things that Cap Houston has never seen.
Well, that definitely was a surprise because I looked up and saw them whole back end just hanging out there in the grass. Bro. Like,
I think Brennan said, man, this year I've heard Cap say, and I ain't never seen that before, like 4 times. And it's only race 6, right? You know what I'm saying?
And let's be clear, Cap got about 20 years in the game, so for him to say that he ain't never seen anything like that, you that would have been special.
You better believe it. And that means it's going to be more to come. I can't wait what NASCAR has to offer coming down. And, we got Richmond coming up too, so it's going to might be surprised again.
I like Richmond.
Yeah, we might be surprised again. Hey, but we're going to take a quick break because we might be trying to pull up some sponsors coming out. I think people are watching.
Come on, now.
So we got. We're gonna just let them know we got a spot for you right here.
Sure.
All right. Truck and Xfinity Racing in C.O.T.A. Man, Truck and Xfinity Racing C.O.T.A. went. What it was.
Lived up to the hype.
Lived up to what. Definitely lived up to the hype.
I agree.
It gave us what we needed. It was some great racing, and now it's time to go Cup racing.
Mm-hmm.
Cup racing did not disappoint as well.
It was good.
It was, but I'm gonna tell you about one obstacle we didn't really talk about, and we can talk about it in Cup because there were some penalties getting handed down throughout each series,
left and right.
Yeah,
left and right, more than I've seen in a while.
And whenever you try to cut the track short, when you take shortcuts. You're gonna get penalized for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Pass shortcut right on down pit road.
Yeah, and for sure. that turn 3 was giving people problems.
Yeah,
and finally they showed how cars were navigating turn 3.
Yeah,
and just that edge of the curb.
Mm-hmm.
you can tell that he was wearing out too, where people would run off the track.
Yeah. All 4 tires have to stay on.
Yeah.
Oh, all 4 tires.
Not all 4 tires. I mean, all 4 tires can't be off the track.
Got you. Yeah. Excuse
me. Yeah. So there was a lot of penalties. You know, that was something that was interesting. That made the race interesting as well because you had people fast. You had fast cars up front. They cut up that turn 3 and had to make pass throughs.
The thing about road course racing is, man, the discipline that is required to be successful in that aspect is unreal. Especially obviously oval, if you got the speed, you can mess up one turn and then recover because you have so much momentum taking you through these turns, unless you hit a wall, obviously. But in ovals, if you don't hit the right mark on one turn, you'll get it back on the next one for momentum. Yeah. There's no momentum in road course racing because everything is stop and go. Slow down here, speed up here, braking, shifting. You got a guy behind you, inside, outside. You're not just turning left, you're turning right, you're turning left, short lefts, hard lefts. It's so much, especially when you're in the lead and you got a guy right behind you. You know what I'm saying? So the discipline that is required to not get penalties and to hold people off behind you for how many turns is there? Was it 20 turns? Yeah, 20 turn race. Yeah. And 2-minute laps for 60-something laps. I mean, that's a tough deal. And
so the fans let them know what the oval is. So
the oval circle tracks, where you only turn left. Banking and drafting is a lot of drafting's involved. There's no drafting at a road course.
Yeah, your circle tracks, or your Pocono.
Yeah.
Triangle. Yeah, I forgot about that one. I forgot about old Pocono, man.
We're going back to the basics with shapes, figuring out the ovals versus triangles, the tricky triangle, then the road courses. But it's you really made a point about the style of racing. You're making left turns and right turns, and 20 turns at I ain't even looking up. I'm pretty sure it's 20.
Yeah.
But it is a 3.4 mile track.
Long.
And what people don't know, these road courses compared to ovals, on the oval tracks, each team has one spotter. But on the road courses, you bring multiple. You have to have people all over at different turns to communicate with the driver because you can't see the whole track.
Better have a good radio.
From the spotter stands. Yeah, right.
You gotta have a signal.
And that's the next thing. The antennas on the radios, the driver's radio. You have to have everything in place that's going to reach all across that whole track, right? And that's something people don't know. The inside stuff people don't know. Some people turn on a race and you just watch another race. You're watching your favorite driver compete for the win.
Right.
But we start seeing people that be in the shop that just show up to the track on these road courses extra spotters. You know what I mean?
There's so many voices in my head.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder where he's at.
The spotter's audio sounds like a broadcast because they're passing it back and forth to each other, passing the mic back and forth to each other. All right, on to you. Yeah.
And when these penalties that have been given out, I mean, let's be honest. Obviously Zane, our driver, Zane, the driver 71, Zane Smith, he didn't get any penalties. So when all these other cars was getting penalties, we was advancing the spot. So we took advantage of all these other drivers that decided to take that shortcut.
Race killer. Race killer. But the thing about also I wouldn't say not as bad, but the only benefit of penalties at a road course and not at an oval is that the laps are 2 minutes.
Right.
At this track.
So your pass through at this track, you still can stay on the lead lap.
Lead lap
you
get a
penalty at Bristol. You
four laps down. You already know. You four of them things.
You might as well hang it up.
Because everybody looking at you. And the pass through is a full lap. Pit road goes all the way around the track. So you got to do a full lap at Bristol slow.
Imagine having to do that lap, though, and you're
watching everybody up there. And then you're right there, too. And you're watching them just...
As a driver, you got to feel so bad in that moment. Yeah. But the thing about Bristol, you can get them back though. You can get
them back just like you lost them. The race is never over during them penalties. Sure. But it is a worse scenario that I feel than to be at any road course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was I think Sonoma. I seen I was pitting Kurt, and Kurt had a speeding penalty, and so he had to do a pass through. He did a pass through and sped on the pass through, so he had to do another pass through.
God.
and he still
That's a wild boy.
Yeah, and he still ended up finishing second or third.
Well, there you go. Well, right. Prime example.
Yeah.
But speed through the pass.
Yeah, and y'all don't even know what that radio transmission was like. I can still hear some of these drivers in the headset.
That's wild. I can only imagine what was said. So,
yeah. And then speaking of, you go from Bristol where we can barely talk to each other.
Yeah.
And then at C.O.T.A, we can hear pretty good when the car's on.
I don't see him for like a minute and a half.
And you know what that did for us? We're sitting there, Cup Day, and I'm watching y'all get on the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I started hearing something familiar. And it was like, I was like, hey, that sounds familiar. Then all of a sudden, it's like so quiet. Then down in, buckle up, we ready to roll. I'm down in. I'm like, yeah.
Speaking of iconic moments, that was an iconic.
That was an iconic moment.
I just had somebody come tell me like, yeah, you hear that? I'm like, what going on?
So up and down. So I'm standing up here, people turning. Like that knew where I was at was looking at me like, oh, they playing your song. They playing your song on the loudspeaker.
That's dope.
I'm like, man, bro, I was blown away because I don't even know who the DJ was that was in the booth.
So you ain't had no input to do with that. Bro, that's big,
didn't know it was coming.
Come on, man. That's
like
respect.
That's all right, bro.
Didn't know it was coming, man. Shout out to the DJ that played that song. And
man, when you at home at night and you putting this stuff together, bro, did that ever cross your mind that, I'm going to put this out and one day I'm going to go to the track, nobody going to be thinking about it at all, and they going to be playing my song during a caution, bro.
Not at all.
That's what the work for.
And then for it to be like the sound system was just right there.
Come on.
And it was so quiet. Like at Bristol would be so noisy you could barely hear it. But right there at C.O.T.A, hey, y'all can play that song as much as you want. Yeah, loved it. Yeah. Loved every bit of it. One more time.
Imagine the fans. Imagine the fans. Who is this? Who is this?
I'm at to check my Shazams. I'm at to check my Shazams and see.
We up, Cap.
See if people went up on it and Shazam that. We like,
hey, we up, Cap.
Who? Yeah. Hey, the stage got to be next, man.
Ready for the performance.
If I get to do mic check to open up for one of the talents there, I wonder who would be like, hey, is that Cap on stage? I wonder who would all come through and just see me perform that song.
I will. Let me bring the mic out. I set the mic up for you, bro. Let me do something. But I'm sure a lot of people.
Suit, man.
Yeah. That'd be
in your fire suit. Go out there performing.
Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope.
And then come down and lay down a 9-second pit stop.
I can see it now.
Iconic.
I can see it. You know what?
I'm gonna if
I do something like that, I might get a turn named after me.
Yeah, that'll get a turn named after you.
Yeah, or maybe a pit stall.
Hey, but to be honest, that could happen because you didn't got a call like, "Hey, Cap, we need you, bro.
You know how
we need you to go in."
You know how some of the superstitious people, like some people don't like the number 13. So instead of doing some of them will do 12 and then they'll do 12B and then 14.
Yeah,
maybe we name every 13 stall, call that the Big Cap.
I like it.
Every 13th pit stall, we call that the Big Cap.
What you pitting in today, Big Cap?
Yeah, we got the Big Cap stall.
I like it.
Dialed in.
I like it.
Dialed in. Buckle up, we ready to roll.
Love that, Cap.
But like I said, everybody that watches this and listens to this podcast, I'm pretty sure 90% of everyone has seen the race. They know the outcome. Y'all know who won the Cup race.
Byron.
Byron.
He making a name for him. He making a statement. He making a big statement.
Is on a tear.
Right.
He making a statement, bro.
Right.
That man's unreal.
24 car. Chevy added another victory to the winningest manufacturer at C.O.T.A.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think he's known as like a road course driver. He's just a driver.
Well, he known now. I can tell you that. If he wasn't, he
no
matter what it is,
just a wheel man.
Yeah. He make a name for himself. So Byron comes on. with the dub, right? Yeah, and then we now it's time. So we got a top 10.
Yeah, shout out to Ross.
Yeah, Ross. We got a top 10 out of the thing. So
Zane finished the race.
Yeah.
Hey, kudos to that. Bro. That's big. That's big. That's big.
Yeah, we got to take what we can get. Every week we take what we can get.
Stacking chips, man.
I still I think going into Richmond would be a great time for me to deliver some ice cream.
I think so. Ross,
it's that time. It's that time. Ross, that time.
I think Richmond. I think Richmond we get both in the top 10.
I think that
time. Also a note.
Look at the figure.
Yeah. I just remember. Guess what? We got another top 10, y'all. Trackhouse got another top 10.
Talk to me.
So is that 2 top 10s or it has to be in the same race?
No, it has. Yeah, it definitely.
Oh, there's particulars about our top 10. Get out of here, man.
You didn't read the fine print. There was the rules is 2 cars
in the top
10. So that
by the top 10, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, the 2 cars.
2 cars.
I got you.
2 cars.
2. Got you.
Oh no.
So we had one.
I'm picking up what you put.
So we had 1 car in the top 10.
Yeah.
And we also had 1 motorcycle.
Yeah.
In the top 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I thought really 3 because I thought you was going. I thought you was talking about Connor Gillish. Connor Gillish got a top 10 in a truck.
Yeah, in a truck.
Which is, I mean, I'm gonna look up the definition of a truck because if there's no truck bed, are they trucks?
It is a truck bed. What are you talking about?
Is there a bed of the truck?
It's like a camper.
It's underneath.
I knew where this was going, bro.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some technicalities here. We look at this ice cream.
Listen, them Craftsman trucks, man. They don't call them Craftsman's are they trucks or Craftsman's maybe trucks.
Might be trucks.
The mystery
vehicle.
They're not Craftsman El Caminos. You know what I mean?
Craftsman automobiles.
But. We got a motorcycle in the top 10, man. Shout out to that. Shout out to Trackhouse MotoGP. And I'm gonna be able to tell y'all a little bit more of that because I might be going to a MotoGP race in the near future. Okay. Yeah. Going to just do what Cap does. Going to do some fan engagement. Going to just learn more.
That'd be dope.
About our family over there on the MotoGP side. And guess where I'll be back at? It'll be back in C.O.T.A. when MotoGP's in C.O.T.A. April 12th through 14th. When NASCAR's in Fort Worth.
Love that.
Trackhouse making waves, man.
Trackhouse making waves.
They're
I love
making
it.
Waves, bro.
I love it, and just love being a part of it. And it's one of those what we say is a destination team. So it don't matter where.
Everybody peeking over.
Everybody.
I remember when
everybody looking over goosenecks. People looking over the gates like, hey, what they doing over there at Trackhouse?
Mm-hmm. I remember when Justin and Ty were just saying like they just didn't want Trackhouse to be just one thing.
Right.
They wanted to be a brand of everything, and I promise you, man, they're really making that statement and making it happen. So shout out to those guys for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Shout out to them. They So, Richmond.
Let's get to it.
I like Richmond from pitting stand. Cars gonna be set up nice, big stalls. Whether you come around somebody, you got room to work. So I'm excited for just to go out there and you see a lot of teams out there excited for it too. Just to go out there and lay down some pit stops, and you'll have multiple pit stops, about 7 to 8. Where your team and your crew can get in the rhythm and kind of gauge where you're at. So
speaking on that, our crew chief spoke on that as well. It's like this year. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
Yeah, that's how I figured.
There you go. Here, it's picking up. Audio's picking that up.
Nah, it was a crew chief. Crew chief spoke on there being more pit stops this year than it was last year.
Sure.
I think last year was like 5 or 6. But said the way things are set up with the tires. It's looking more like 7 or 8. So
shoot, after Bristol, all crews just
you don't know what you're taking. Just gonna be prepared. Just
and that's the thing. Just so y'all know, pretty much what the guys are talking about is we started the season off super speedway. Went to Atlanta, which is the third speedway. Then we did some racing in some slick stalls at Phoenix. Small stalls at Vegas, Bristol as well. Like setup wise, hasn't really been in favor, and didn't hear it coming to the road course.
Yeah.
You got tight fenders, and so having a truly pitable race car is now coming to Richmond this weekend. Fenders are going to be open,
wide open.
Stalls are great. Unless you like, there's a little island down there that some people end up down, and you got a lot of action coming right around that corner. But stall selection will be important, and if you can teams can get a really good stall and help the pit stops out. Yeah. So your rest of your race strategy can you don't have to worry about potentially losing it on pit road.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Richmond.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Can't say I'm the biggest fan of like the scene in Richmond, but I do.
We're gonna find something.
I do like the pit opportunity. There's good food there though. I will say I've eaten at some good restaurants.
Let's find something out there. Let's find something what's in the atmosphere in Richmond. The track is
good prices too, but I keep that to myself.
yeah.
Where's you getting bargain deals at?
But Evan, I don't think you really spoke on it, but you can, like a race like Richmond, when it comes to fuel, this probably not going to be a fuel race for you. You kind of just kick back, let us do the work.
Yeah, I'm there for morale purposes this week. Cheering you guys on and looking good.
Yeah. You do a good job of that too, by the way. Come on, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Got to build each other up sometimes.
Come on now.
We call it we're gonna call that segment tips from the unit.
Hey, they love the unit.
Racing strategies extraordinary.
Race strategy.
Tips from the unit.
Big E.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But
be a good race.
Great. I mean,
night race too.
Yeah, night.
Yeah.
That's
nighttime.
That's
I guess
good,
for Easter.
good race.
That's what they said.
I think the fan experience at Richmond is great, and in the area too, there's a lot of potential to reach new fans in Richmond as well. Is there? Is there?
It has been deposited.
That's my ring camera. My wife just got home, guys.
Is there a leprechaun in the house?
It's my ring camera, man. My wife got home.
That's a wild ring camera, bro.
Did the fairy godmother just land?
Yeah, that's a wild.
Hey,
magic dust been sprayed. That's a wild ring.
Hey, we love it.
I like to watch her walk in. Man.
All right,
there you go.
All right, so we done with C.O.T.A. We heading to Richmond this weekend. To close this thing out, anybody got any news from the net? Actually, I got a couple things, some news from the net.
Why'd you ask?
Actually, I got a couple things from news.
No, I got you. Hey, Cap, you got anything for news from the net?
Oh, yeah.
I got you some things from news from the net, and I want your opinions on it.
All right.
I heard they offered Caitlin Clark $5 million to play for the Big Three. That's Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Thumbs up or thumbs down? Marshall, what do you think?
No.
Oh, thumbs down? Thumbs down?
Just to be honest with you, man, when it comes to the Big Three, I'm a big believer, men versus women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and even for her people, I don't even think her people let her do it, because at the end of the day, that could be set up for embarrassment. I'm just being honest. Her to go out there and compete against, you talking about you playing against ex-NBA players that's playing in the Big Three. So it ain't like it's going to be, she going to go out. Nah, they going to be out there giving it, because it is a competitive sport. It is a professional sport. Yeah. And one thing I know, no man don't want a woman to go out there and show him up. So at the end of the day, I think she will get exposed in that nature. So I don't think that's a great idea for her to do it. Just my opinion.
Oni? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
There's got to be some controversy here.
Yeah, I like it.
Hey, man, I watched Caitlin Clark play a couple times.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark will be pulling it right there. It's only a half court game.
Yeah,
sure. She'll pull it from anywhere on that court, bro.
Yeah.
It ain't Mobley gonna come out there. Got Joe Johnson, all them bad knees out there. Caitlin Clark pull that joint from half court, man. I'd love to see her out there.
I got my money on the other team.
Okay.
Yeah. That's fact.
Kendrick Perkins and
What? You must have
old guys, bro.
You must have been watching the Big Three. You got some dogs out there, and that's a facts. So
I gotta look up that Big Three roster. But I've seen a lot of gray hair.
I bet you she won't do it.
That's a lot of gray hair on that.
I bet you she won't do it,
man.
All right, so I'm gonna go. Thumbs up. You know what? I'm with you, E. You know what I mean? They already put up against Steph Curry, one of the greatest 3-point shooters of all time. Mm-hmm. And they was trying to make up different rules to move lines back for her. She was like, nah. Mm-hmm. I want to shoot from where you shoot from.
I love that.
Yeah. And I think she gets in this Big Three. And there'll be some people blind leaving in these games because she's gonna shoot somebody's eyes. Lights. Eyes out.
You know the difference between her and Steph Curry though?
Oh, what's that?
He actually do it for real against real NBA players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm like? He does, like he can do that. If you want to shoot around, because she can shoot. Bro, she can shoot the ball. I'd never take that away from her.
Shoots great.
Yeah.
But when you step on the floor with them 6'8", 6'9" guys that can move,
with
can do it like that, it's a totally different deal.
Yeah. I mean, 6'9" with arthritis. I like her odds.
Hey, Ice Cube, you see how they killing your name, bro?
I'm saying she got a shot, man. That's all I'm saying.
Cube ain't out there, man.
They killing you. They killing your organization, bro.
Cube ain't out there. No.
Saying you hiring old people that got arthritis in their knees, bro.
She wants to hire. She wants to hire her. She wants to hire her. You know, $5 million. Yeah. That's the win.
I'm telling you why they won't do it because that fact she would get exposed. Her people gonna be like, nah, hell nah.
$5 million.
You would get exposed.
She'll make more there than.
But she don't. I don't think she needed $5 million. I mean, it's great money, but she her bank account healthy.
$5 million. $5 million. Yeah.
I see what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Just test the water, get my big toe in.
Well, let's see what she do it. Let's see if she do it then.
We'll get back to it. We'll see. All right.
Only $5 million contracts in the WNBA.
Next question I got for you.
What's that?
News from the net. News from the net. Is it thumbs up or thumbs down? NFL changing kickoff formation. Marshall. Oh, thumbs up. Okay, all right. Yeah.
And the reason why I speak up from a guy who played on special teams, especially playing at that level, when you're talking about the kickoff and kickoff return format, you got guys running full speed, and they making a head-on-head collision. Imagine being in a car wreck.
Right.
Actually, that's what that type of impact. That's what you're getting, and it's hard, bro. It's hard to stop a guy that's 260 pounds running 4'5", 4'6", and you got to face that guy up or hit him head on or try to block that guy. It's hard. So that's the reason why they stop it in the first place.
Yeah.
That contact. You got guys. You got 300-pounders building the wall, and you got a 200-pound guy running on at full speed, and supposed to spearhead and get between. Like, it was a dangerous deal. So I think by them making it this way, now guys get the opportunity, almost like a punt and a punt return. Yeah. You see those guys face up with each other, they'll tug a little bit, and then they go to. You see a lot less injuries happening that way. Concussion. So at the end of the day, it's more of an even format that I love. So.
For sure. I like that. E, what you think? Thumbs up. All right.
I wasn't much of a special teams guy.
Okay.
I did some PAT stuff. Like, that's where offensive linemen are.
Yeah.
But I mean, from the outside looking in as a football player, I think it would be good for the sport. Just bring a little more excitement to kick off. Because, like, obviously you're gonna have the Justin Tuckers kicking touchbacks every time the ball leaves his foot. Like, but I think for the guys that aren't kicking it into the end zone, like now you see more opportunity for a potential return.
Yeah.
If they're being like, let's say there's some stalemates because there's not as much separation. There's more stalemates at the 50-yard line or 40-yard line, wherever they are. That'll give some opportunity for the returner to, to make a play. Maybe return some touchdowns this year. Because that's just a rare thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't see a lot of touchdowns getting returned these days. So
I like it.
Well, now even with that being said, these new kickers and the new way, they're gonna be kicking out the end zone anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, that's more incentive too, because if it don't make it into that end zone, you might be in trouble.
So once again, you still can fair catch and you can knee it, because with this type formation, I think it's good because now as a man, as a returner, you look up. And 5 of your guys and let five of their guys go.
Yeah.
You got no blockers.
What if you look out? You don't see nothing but green grass.
But it goes back and forth.
Back and forth.
It go back and forth. But that's the beauty of it.
Exactly.
You know, and it's safer too, by the way. So.
I love it. So hey, you know what? I'm gonna go.
Okay, thumbs. I like it, Big Cat.
Just because and especially Marshall's been in the league, he's played the game
for sure,
and you know how dangerous that can be. Yeah. And I'm all about safety, and then trying to keep it entertaining, making changes to keep it entertaining for all the fans and everyone out there. But you already know what time it is, man.
Come on,
you already know what time it is.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's time to get on out of here. It's the lecture home. Lecture home. Hey, we getting hyped. Hey, we getting hyped this time, okay? Break gas, hit the brake, gas, hit the brake, gas. I'ma do it like a driver. Hit the brake, gas, hit the brake, gas, hit the brake, gas. Watch me do it like a driver.
Come on, Cap.
Better hit a driver in the wall if he close to me. I'ma hit the turn full speed. Watch me show the lead. Victory. Got it in the bag like some groceries. Supposed to be the best, ain't nothing less. More Ovaltine. Hanging with the bosses, but some commas on my contract. We ain't taking losses. I'ma wreck them on the pace. That a bird, it's a plane. Yo, that's Cap on that racetrack. Hell, on my lane, working bump like a bass. Me no explain at the top of my game. Me no complain. We are not built the same. This my motorplex flex up next. No obstacles. Brake, gas. I'ma do it like a driver do. I'ma do it like a driver do. Hey, watch me do it like a driver do.